welcome back. Yeah, last video was about the 80s, which was huge fun for me to make. And as a lot of you liked that one too, I thought of doing a video about the music 1 decade later and concentrate on the electronic side of things. And today we talk about 4 extremely important, wonderful, accessible electronic records. You know, especially when it comes to records like this, it makes that I put now sound samples into the video makes it so much easier for me, because try to describe to someone FX Twin. Try it. To someone who doesn't know it, and so that I know FX Twin. I think that's impossible, and so I'm very eager to get into this kind of music too, and give those of you who haven't heard of them or haven't heard the music this experience. And yeah, 4 records. At least two of them are groundbreaking and really important records. And as I stated, I start with FX Twin. Selected Ambient Works 1985 to 1992. Before we get into the record itself, let's get into the music so that we have a better basis to talk about it. When this record came out in 1992 on a Belgian label, Apollo, both sides, the critics and the music lovers, embraced this intelligence dance music, and FX Twin is and was a giant of this scene. He was huge, and this album has been so influential and so important. And like all of the records we go through today, it's such a pleasure to listen to it. The record I have here, the version I have here, is this first Belgian pressing from the Apollo label. And nowadays, those of you who has hunted it down nowadays, at least, this is a tough one to get, but the whole FX Twin catalog nowadays, when it comes to the original pressings, later on he also went to the Warp label. The rest of the records we talk today are from the Warp label, which is not a coincidence. It's because Warp in the 90s, early Warp, has been an astonishing achievement of a label. They have been so prominent when it comes to this kind of music and so innovative. It's pure pleasure. But again, because I made that mistake in one video, I didn't remember that that is not on the Warp label, because this later stuff is at the Warp label. Yeah, you know, this disturbing, beautiful music, and with the sound sample I presented here in the video, you can hear it. It's so beautiful, but he does these eerie things, this distortion on the song, so that you say, oh, do I have to clean my needle? No, that's intended, and that's amazing. It always has this approach of creativity, weirdness, eeriness, but overall it's an unbelievable, accessible, wonderful music, so that you go through these two records and time flies by with pure enjoyment in my opinion. So, FX Twin selected ambient works. The second album I want to talk to you today is later. It's 1999. Electronic music, yeah. Maybe trip hop would be more precise. Again, a double album, this time on the Warp label. I'm talking about Nightmares on Waxed, Car Boot Soul. Let's listen a bit to it. Yeah, this Les Nuits, first song, first side, is quite typical for this trip-hoppy, loungy, enjoyable flow of electronic music. A little bit like the selected ambient works. This album carries you through it like you are on feathers. Really, really wonderful. And yeah, one of the top 10 trip-hop records too, in my opinion. And again, a double album. I think every album we talk today is a double album. Yeah, and of course there is a reason for it. 90s, CD. So the albums got way longer, and so they had to put this one on vinyl on a double album, 2 vinyls. This record also comes with inner sleeves, so if you go for the British first pressing, please have a look that you got the copies with the inner sleeves. In my opinion, it makes a big difference to have those. Always lovely. Yeah, the whole Nightmares on Waxed catalog is more than enjoyable. They put out wonderful records, and really, if you haven't done already, this is really worth your time and really worth digging into. Of course, all of these records I present today, you can find reissues, which totally makes sense when you don't want to spend higher amounts of money, because those records aren't cheap anymore. And of course, as you might know, 90s vinyl is really, really expensive due to the fact that vinyl almost was gone. Everybody was into CDs, and so they didn't press that many. And now, after the vinyl resurgence, you know the drill, you know the story. And that goes, of course, heavily for the 90s vinyl. And of course also for those electronic trip-hop classics. And Nightmares on Wax, Cardboard Soul is for sure one of them. Now we get into, in my personal opinion, one of the most important, one of the best records of all time. Of all time. I love this record. Boards of Canada. Music has the right to children. Yeah. You know, on my German channel I made a series of live streams where we went through all the albums of the year from 1955 until 2000. And when Music Has the Rights to Children came up, the year came up, and I was so surprised how many people said album of the year. I did not expect that. But Boards of Canada, this record, especially this record, this is also my favorite record of Boards of Canada. I play that so often. You know, and again, we have this eerie craziness, yet very, very accessible. And that is something I think is very, very difficult to achieve. Extremely difficult to achieve. That you have not this easy going, just go for it, or this sometimes destructive way of presenting music just to be strange. And here you have the perfect combination. It's not an easy listening, but it's a wonderful listening. Wonderful listening. I hope you agree after you've heard the sound sample. And that is what makes Boards of Canada so special to me. Comes again in this wonderful gatefold. I'll show it again. Here you see the inner. And you know, this children without the faces. Yeah, also the jacket is quite eerie and disturbing. But the record, don't be afraid. This is an amazing record. And yeah, Boards of Canada, originals. Once more, everything but easy to get. When I was the first time with Stunty in Den Bosch, I said, oh, I will buy all Boards of Canada original pressings. I got none. I haven't seen none. I was so disappointed. But now, in the meantime, also thanks to the connections from the OBC, I got wonderful copies of them, and I'm really, really happy and proud that I have those originals. I once did on the channel, I think I did a channel on this channel here, a comparison between the original and the reissue. And yeah, I for sure prefer the original, but no matter what, the most important thing, the reissues aren't bad at all. So you can get the reissues and enjoy Boards of Canada. In 1994, Audiophile gave us their second album, and they gave us stuff like this. Again, a double album on the Warp label. And ever since, Audiophile has been one of the most important influences in this kind of electronic music. So important, so ahead of their time. Until now, they put out records until now. Of course, this album, the first album and here the second one, Amber, is really accessible, so easy to get into, in my personal opinion. They got harsher, more extreme, more deconstructed and constructing back and back and forth and back. They put out monumental releases like the KD sessions. They put out incredible stuff until today. Here on the Warp label, and I think they are still on the Warp label, their second album is a perfect album to get into them and get acquainted, get a feeling, what are these two guys up to? I hope this song I played gave you an idea and encourages you to, if you aren't already, of course, don't get me wrong when I say this, I'm totally aware that a lot of you are totally aware about Audiophile and probably know more about Audiophile than me. But again, there are always people who have now first contact, so let's not forget that. And this is a perfect album to get into this extremely exciting electronic band, Audiophile. Yeah, 4 records of the 90s. There is so much more when it comes to the 90s, but you can only do that much when it comes to one video, right? And like I will do with the 80s, I will do with the 90s. I will go back and forth and back and into that direction, this direction, so that over time I hope we get a good impression what has happened in those decades. And another thing that goes for the 80s and that goes for the 90s too. I'm everything but complete when it comes to these decades of music. So again, we are on a little journey, because I will buy, when I find amazing copies, I will buy 80s stuff, I will buy 90s stuff, and when I have enough, okay, I have some more, but at some point there aren't any, and when I have new stuff, I will get into those and present them and discuss this with you. Okay, that being said, I hope YouTube doesn't give me a no-no. I'm always afraid, you know, I don't care if they take away the monetization, but I'm always afraid they say, no, that you cannot play at all. So, but if you have seen this video, everything went fine, everything is fine, and I thank you for your time, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.